Alright everybody, so today we will be talking about the Orsus from Aerobees. First up, let's talk a little bit about the brand. So Aerobees was the first disc golf manufacturer in France. These discs are designed and manufactured in France by LB Sport Loisir, which roughly translates in English to LB Sport Loisir. I want to give a huge thank you to Raphael at LB Sport for sending me the Aerobees Orsus. Now I'm just going to get this out on the table and clear this up so there's no confusion here. Aerobees is a different company than Aerobee. As you can see from the logo here, it is Aerobees with a sweet little B right in the middle there. LB Sport and Aerobees actually sent me a stack of 5 different Orsus. The Orsus itself is a mid-range with the flight numbers 5501. The Orsus from Aerobees is their first disc on the market, so I'm really excited to be sharing from a company at their startup level. Before we get into the flight characteristics aside from the flight numbers, let's talk about the plastic itself. So currently the Orsus comes in 2 different plastic types and they are both bio-sourced plastics. The first bio-sourced plastic comes largely from rapeseed oil and the discs come in at about 164 grams. So that is the plastic that these 2 discs are in, the red and the yellow. As you can see, the red one is 164 grams and the yellow one is 165 grams. Now the second plastic is a mixture of the first plastic with oyster powder added in, which results in a heavier disc. As you can see with these 3, they are heavier with the weights of 173, 172, and 174. These plastics being bio-sourced is the main reason behind the Aerobees slogan, which is the natural play. So let's talk about the name of the disc a little bit. I know a lot of you, as I was when I first got this disc, was wondering what exactly is Orsus. Now at first I thought Orsus was another way of saying Ursus, which is a genus of bear species. Now as you can see, there is also a bear on the stamp of this one, which is also part of what led me to thinking this meant bear. And it kind of does, but it also does not. Let me explain. So the word Ors, O-R-S, in the Occitan language actually does mean bear. Now the US in this actually comes from US as in United States as the birthplace of disc golf. Furthermore, the word Orsus in Latin actually means beginning or to do first. So the name Orsus actually has quite the double meaning. Alright, now that you know quite a bit about LB Sport Loisir as well as Aerobees and the Orsus itself, let's talk more about the flight as well as the design of the disc. So as you can see, the Orsus is a fairly domey mid-range with quite a pop top. Now let's get this out there in the open. Just to be completely honest in this disc review, I am normally not a fan of very domey discs. However, this disc actually feels a little bit different in the hand than most domey discs. So the reason I don't typically like domey discs is because I have small hands. Now usually when I grab a domey disc like this and I reach up and grab underneath, it's a little hard for my hands to get all the way up to the edge to make it have a comfortable feel in my hand. However, with the Orsus, as you can see, the dome actually doesn't start until a little bit further out from the rim. So my fingers when I grip are actually gripping in the same spot as a disc that would be flat. This actually makes for an extremely smooth release out of the hand. It seems like when you grip this thing and actually release it, honestly don't know how to explain it. It just seems like the rounded off bottom edge of the rim here as well as the dome going up to the edge right over here just makes it come out of your hand really clean. Now as for the flight of this disc, I would say that the flight numbers are pretty accurate when thrown on a backhand. They were pretty consistent among the lighter weight ones as well as the heavier ones. Now did I notice the lighter weight ones to be a little bit more understable than what the heavier weight ones were? Of course I did, but as we know, that's typically how it is in disc golf. When I threw these things dead flat, they seem to get just a little bit of turn, so I would almost put about a 0.5 negative turn on these, but then it did have that nice reliable finish at the end. Not a dumping flight at the end, but it definitely did fade out towards the end of the flight. Now when I focused on just distance and really yamming on it and seeing how far I could get these things out to, of course they did turn a little bit more and fade a little less, but the flight numbers were still very accurate. Now when I threw it on anhyzer, I tried to do like a really big high sweeping anhyzer, trying to get it higher to see if it would stable out. It really didn't stable out that much, but I'm not complaining about that. I really love a mid-range that you can throw flat, it'll go straight and stable up, or you can throw it on an Anheuser and get a good nice turn and not have to worry about it coming back. I also threw them on hyzer just to see what they would do, and it seemed like when you throw them on hyzer, they would pretty much just hold that angle. I did have it flip up a little bit, but it never really flipped up and turned over when I threw them on hyzer. For the most part, I would say those 5501 numbers are very accurate. Now that's for my arm speed. It will of course vary for lower arm speeds than mine as well as higher arm speeds than mine. Now, just because this is an official disc review, I did throw it on forehand, and I'm not a forehand player, as most of you already know. With that being said, the Orsus did seem a lot more understable on a forehand, but honestly, I'm guessing that's not the disc. It's probably just my angles with the forehand. I'm not a very touchy forehand player. Mainly the mid-ranges that I will throw on a forehand are very overstable, like the Kia or Coach Coup from RPM Discs. And this thing is just definitely not as stable as those, so I did notice some turn, but like I said, that is probably my bad, not the discs. All in all, I would definitely say that I actually am a fan of the Orsus. I love a mid-range that you can just pretty much control and trust it to do whatever you're wanting it to do. It will hold the Anheuser, it will fly straight, and then it will also hyzer out when you throw it that way as well. All in all, do I think you should pick up an Orsus? I absolutely do. And there are multiple reasons why I say that. I personally think every disc golfer should have a really good mid-range in their bag that you can control the angles of and not have to worry about the design of the disc itself. This is one of those discs where you can absolutely do that. One of the other main reasons that I really think you should pick up an Orsus is because of the bio-sourced plastic. I absolutely love that this company is doing bio-sourced plastic, thinking about sustainability for our planet. If you don't love that, you're just wrong. One last thing I do want to say before closing out this review is the stamps on these discs are absolutely sweet. As you can see, the little panda bear on that one. This one right here has the mountain range. As you can tell, this company really loves our planet, and I love that. Other stamps I've seen online have just had only the little bee that you can see in their logo. So numerous different stamps, bio-sourced plastic, and a great controllable mid-range. If you don't want one, I don't understand why. Now I want to take this moment to thank you for watching, as well as thanking Aerobees and LB Sport for sending me these discs. I really appreciate that. I want to ask that you please consider going to follow them on all of their social media. I will put links in the description and the comments of this video. Now, if you are afraid to order one of these because of the shipping from France, I will also put a link to the Orsus on Infinite Discs so you can grab one from there as well. As I said, huge thank you to Aerobees and LB Sport for sending me these discs. Thank you for watching. As always, please consider clicking like, subscribe, comment, share this video with your friends, and help promote disc golf in your area.